Hello, everyone. Happy new moon in Cancer water sign. This is happening Pacific Standard Time. New moon in Cancer, July 20th, 2020. And the high peak or the most powerful time of this new moon is taking place at 10:32 a.m. Okay, Pacific Standard Time. So then match it up to your Eastern Standard Time and so on. Okay. So I'm really excited about this video because I'm doing it a little bit differently. You can see up here the chart, okay? And then I'll make the chart bigger as the video goes along so that you can see the symbols. So it's really good for you to have an idea of, or know rather, what these symbols look like, okay? And what they mean. The sun is the circle with a dot in the center. That's the sun, and that's the birthday season. We're in Cancer. You can see the Cancer sign at the upper part of the chart, and you can see the crescent moon. We're in the new moon, so that's the moon symbol. Okay, so as we go, I'll be looking at my chart and just talking to you guys. All right, so we're in this new moon, and I really, for all my videos, I write things down that, for you guys, so you can see, like I wrote it all down and on the other side of the page. So it's a lot of information that we're going to go over. All right. And this is one way that I'm filming it, and I might change my mind, and as I go, I'll film it a different way. But I took enough time thinking, okay, how am I gonna present this video? How am I going to show it? And I really want you guys to get your information from the new moon. This is how I do it. Many videos out there. So if this works for you, great. If it doesn't, fly on by, keep it rolling, So I hope it resonates with you, because this is how I chit chat with my friends and so on, to get the meaning of this new moon and how can you apply it for yourself. Okay, so yes, let's get started. Let's do this. Okay, so let's start off with the new moon. The new moon is the new start, so I'm not going to really go into a lecture mode, but basically, your new beginnings, positive change. What do you want to do with this new moon? It's a growth. It's a new cycle, a new starting cycle of the moon. Number one, new starting cycle of the moon. We're getting out of the waning moon of, ridding things, and energetically, right? And now we're going to this new moon, and then we're going to hit into the waxing moon, okay? As the moon grows bigger to get into the full moon. So with this new moon, what can you expect for yourself on this particular new moon? How can you use the energy of the new moon? And then how can you use it throughout your daily life for whatever goals you have, whatever BS you may be going through, all of that. Okay, so let's get it started. All right, so let's first start off with Cancer, okay, because it is Cancer's birthday. So I'm going to make the screen bigger because my face is not the most important thing to see. Can I make it? Yes. Okay, so I'm going to just move it around. That way you guys can see it. All right. So here we go. So like I said, it'll be really good for you guys to know the symbols. So at the upper part, we can see the Cancer. If you're watching this, I'm going to say it as if you know what the symbols are. So we have Cancer, we have the sun, the new moon, okay? And we also have Mercury. So Mercury is all about communication. So really Cancer is about you really thinking in your birthday season, right? What's going on in your life? What's the most important thing? And communicating is so important for you. This is something that is really important. How you communicate with yourself, how you communicate with others. Are you not communicating with others? What new beginnings do you need to give to yourself? Really, your life is about giving to you, not what others can give to you. But people will be in your life, and things will come to you, and you'll receive things, and good things or bad things. But the most important thing is, what can you give to yourself, right? What new kind of paths can you take? What new plans can you take? Okay, Cancer, what can you do and how can you use the Mercury energy? It's really important that you sit down and study and not just want to be fed astrology. If you know Mercury is in your house, sit down for 10 minutes for all zodiac signs and really figure out, how can I use this, And Mercury is not in retrograde right now. It's direct. So it's like really excellent communication. So you deserve a positive change. If this reading is, if this horoscope is speaking to you, then you need a positive change, right? Right? So you need this. So, if things are going good for you, keep it going. Okay? No, if your life is going good, great. If somebody needs help, how can you be a better person to them or to yourself, or how can you help them? But you really need to make new changes for your life, and communication is like a big factor for yourself in your life right now. Okay, so you're going to notice that good communication is going to help, because if you are not communicating with yourself or those that you care about, you're going to see that impact in your life. So being optimistic, have faith in yourself, have faith in everything's going to work out. Things are going to change. They're going to be different. Okay, nothing's going to stay the same. Things will get better, especially if you are a Cancer that's going through a rough time right now. This is your season. So I've always said this, once I learned it on this channel. Whenever you're in your birthday season, it's the most powerful time for you to do your spiritual energy work. If you're into that, if you're watching astrology, then you're freaking into that, or you will eventually be into it, So doing a lot of cleansing during the waxing moon. I'm putting this video up now. So the 18th of July and the 19th of July, you need to be doing some kind of cleansing, like bath, water, since you're water signs, salt bath. Look up cleansing bath and actually do that, and make way for the new waxing moon of bringing more prosperity into your life, right? So this new moon, you're going to see big changes. The theme, even though you're going to move out of the 10th house of careers and the MC, right? The midheaven, you're in the 10th house. Your career, your goals, your long-term goals, your structure is all going to play a part with this 10th house energy. Okay, even though the MC is in Gemini. Okay, but you are going to be experiencing so much shifts in your career, right? And also, some of you, your subconscious mind might bring up issues with any males in your life, a son, your father. You might see things like that, future plans, things to do with your fame or someone else's fame that's close to you. They're someone that's well known in town or in the world, right? Some of you might be thinking about your future, like your legacy, anything, retirement, anything that has to do with your career, long-term goals, the structure of your life, your status in your life, all 10th house issues. You guys will be dealing with that, and try to find the best way to deal with it through your words, through communicating. And make sure if you're doing any kind of agreements, it has to be written down, right? And sometimes we fall short of things that we know that we're supposed to be doing. And it happens, okay? So Cancer, this is like your big season, your big moment right now. You're getting this video uploaded. We're in waning moon. Do some cleansing. And then on the new moon, whatever time zone you are, I'm basing it off of Pacific Standard Time, okay? At 10:32 a.m. is the high peak. So what does the high peak mean? And this is for everyone. That's the most highest energy time. So, if you're doing some kind of cleansing ritual, if you're doing some kind of meditation, you want to start it, 3 minutes before that time, but you want to prep maybe 5 minutes before, so you're in the zone already. It takes 3 minutes for that energy to build up. When you're meditating, when you're doing an exercise, it takes at least 3 minutes for you to hit that peak and have that endorphins going, so that your brain is like really at its max peak to pull, enjoy that good vibe, basically. Okay, so I don't want to get too deep. All right, so let's go to Gemini. Okay, so Gemini is in the 9th house, and that's Sagittarius's house. Let me jump back to Cancer, okay? Because I really want to jump back to that. So for the 10th house, okay, you're also in the 10th house, and I just want to make this clear, and for all signs, because your opposite sign is Capricorn, right? So yes, Capricorn's house is the 10th house. I never want to make a mistake, so I'm always like second judging myself, even if I know the answer. So perfectionist issues is my Virgo placement. It's crazy. But you're in the 10th house of Capricorn. So take into the fact that Capricorn is having at the opposite end, right below Cancer on the chart. It has all three of these planets in retrograde. It has Jupiter. It has Saturn, and it has Pluto, and we'll get to that. So that's going to be in the 4th house. So we're going to get to that. So really ground yourself. Always look to your opposite sign. Always look to your rising sign, okay? Because that's a sign that you were in your past life. So, and it's a sign that can help you to handle whatever other issues you need. It's like another way, it's another psychology, it's another way of thinking to really give yourself mental strength, right? Okay, so it's just very, very powerful. Also, someone said to me that the sign that your mother or father was is also, you should study your parents' chart, because that will help you in your life. That's for all signs. And that whatever zodiac sign your mother was, then you were in your past life. So your moon sign is very powerful as well. Okay, but your rising sign, right? Your ascending sign, your rising sign, it will help you to also look at how you can handle difficult situations in your life and how you can succeed in your life. That's like another little clue. Okay, so let's go on to Gemini. So to the right. Okay, so Gemini is in the 9th house of Sagittarius, right? But Gemini also has that can benefit from that Jupiter energy from being in Sagittarius's house, right? But having Venus there of love, beauty, protection, and the feminine way of fighting and protecting yourself, that's very powerful. It's also the midheaven, so you're in the MC, so you'll be getting a lot of attention. So be mindful of your words and what you say and how you say it. Even if you mean something well, it could be taken in a negative way, okay? And it's like really important to look into like the 48 laws of power. And if you haven't read that book, read it. And even if, don't feel like you have to read it all at once, but maybe, 30 minutes a day or something, like, really flip through it, or even 10 minutes, read something. All right. And the message for you guys is really to only fight when you need to. Only, certain things, just let it roll off your back and like really weigh it out, like what is really important, and just focus on, loving yourself, and just tap into that Venus energy on the new moon. Okay. Remember that Gemini is in the North Node. So it's really asking you, where am I going, and your life purpose. Okay. And really use that in the most positive way to better yourself. Okay. Now, if someone wants to timestamp this, great, because I don't have the time to do all that. But the midheaven is very powerful, and this could be you using the attention that you'll be getting. Okay, the attention, the energy, right? Even though you're in the 9th house, you're really tapping into that life aim, where you're going, your aspiration, right? The structure you're going to need. So really focus in on rules of Saturn, structure, and put in that discipline. And that's usually hard for Geminis because your guys are so creative. It's a lot of creative energy. And it's like you feel like you can do 10 things at once because you see the need for something when it needs to happen. And that's a powerful thing. And Virgo has this too because you guys are ruled by Mercury. Even though Virgo is Earth, you still have that very powerful creative edge, and no one can deny that. All right, so let's move into Taurus. So Taurus, you have Uranus, and it's a really fighting energy, and you're also in the 8th house of Scorpio. So in your personal life, you might be going through any kind of financial money issues, thinking about your partner and intimacy or wanting a partner, letting go of things that don't work anymore, thinking about how you're going to defend yourself and how you're going to protect your money, your assets, or someone that you love or something that you love. And issues of dealing with letting go or death, will be an issue. Even if it's not personally your family, you're going to feel that. And with Uranus there, you want to make sure that you are helping others and helping to defend others, okay? And that's a real powerful thing with the Uranus energy there. So how can you best, without destroying yourself, be a voice for justice and change and bring in balance to any kind of heightened emotions? And even you practicing more meditation will help, because prayer is you speaking to the creator, that God energy of, kind of like your therapy, like, this is wrong, this is not going right, why is this happening? Expressing how you feel in anger, even though it might not be the right words. But this is why it's so important for people to pray. And it's not just like to say it's a Christian thing. It's like talking to the creator, like letting out your frustration. Like, why is this happening? This is crazy. Why can't people learn from history? Why can't people learn from things? Blah, 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 and this and that. And then you let it out, and then you're like, okay, I'm going to meditate. And then that's when you shut up and you listen to God and you listen for guidance and the best way to go about something and to do things, right? All right, so just being mindful that Scorpio energy, and Scorpios have excellent memory. When you have Scorpio rising and you remember things in detail, people hate that. But, if someone has Scorpio in a powerful part in their chart, whether they're born Scorpio or they're Scorpio rising, don't F with that person, because they will remember things to a detail, because they're not here to play with any BS, okay? Trust that. So let's go on to Leo. Leo's in the 11th house. There's no planets there, but you'll still want to ask yourself, what's your aspiration? You're always looking for an aim and a goal, and to really enjoy your life and to make a positive change in the world. Some of you guys are very worldly, like you really care and you're passionate about how other people are treated and just enjoying life and your freedom, right? So you have to ask yourself at this new moon, and your whole life is geared around 11th house issues, but also what's your aspiration? What are you contributing to group work? And if you're in control of a group, you're going to be saying, okay, what are they doing? What can they be doing right? And what's not being done? And you're looking at your goals, your groups that you're associated with, maybe even enjoying times with friends, even though things are stressful right now. You're looking at yourself and how to make a positive change. And if you're bored with something, anything outward, you're really looking at it and seeing how can this be better? Okay, I know I was at Taurus, but I'm jumping over to Leo because it's how I had it in my notes. So Leo, even though you have no planets, you're really looking at 11th house issues, okay? And I'm popping out my chart because everything, like how can you make a positive change in your life, your aspirations, right? Your goals. It's like, what do I want to do next? Even if you're currently working on something, or something is the main issue in your life right now, you're looking towards, where am I going next? And how can I move this forward to the next level? Okay? All right, so let's jump on over to, I don't want to make a mistake, so I'm just going to go in the opposite way. So let's go to Virgo, okay? Now, Virgo, you guys have the fortune there, and the way that you can use this energy is being lucky with money, or using money wisely. So you guys will be thinking, okay, new moon energy, new intent. How can we use money to bring not only yourself prosperity, but as a collective, right? That's such a popular spiritual word, the collective. But how can money be used in a powerful way that can make positive changes for yourself, number one, for your family, number one, right? That's where you start, at home, for myself and home. But if you happen to be a Virgo with the benefits, right, from your hard work or whatever, how can you use money as a collective to make communities better, to make just life better as a whole, right? And that's like a positive way of using the fortune, okay? And when you're in the ascending part, it's really a powerful position to be in your life right now, because that ascendant is like the first house energy. That's Aries house. And when Aries do things, they succeed because there's no failure. It's like everyone can pick on someone and say, oh, you're not doing this right, you're not doing this right. But the true power in the Aries energy is ignoring negative people and just making action and fighting. It's like when I think of Aries, I think of that jagged mountain, man, and those mountain rams. They will find a step in the tiniest little cliff, and they're making it up that hill, right? So it's like no one can tell you anything. You know, regardless of what your zodiac sign is, if you're determined to make a positive change and to tap into that Mars energy of fighting back, and you know you're justified, you know you're just, like justified is such a powerful word, because it's like you're really looking up and ahead. And how can you use this ascended energy for self? But when you're using it for self, you're seeing yourself in everyone. You're seeing yourself in everyone. I'm saying it again because 3 times is powerful. You're seeing yourself in everyone, right? And you're very instinctive. So you're using your instinct, right? And you want the inward appearance of everything to be good, but you want the outwards of everything to be good as well, right? So what is necessary for yourself, but also what's necessary for the whole, right? Because when Virgo puts their mind to something, they're very organized, they're grounded into the earth, all elements in one. This is some spiritual talk here. So it's like your spiritual life, right, is healing, but you're going to bring that out to everyone. That's one aspect of this, right? Is using your money to benefit not just self, but everyone, as you see yourself within everyone, okay? And you're going to take a lot of time to meditate and to seek help professionally from others, a lot of spiritual healing on the new moon to help give you that waxing moon drive for the next 12. I think I wrote it down somewhere. I'm trying to remember. 12 days leading up to the full moon, the next full moon that's coming up, okay? So I'll mention that later on because I have it somewhere in my notes. But you're using this energy, and through your spiritual thoughts, through meditation, when you get the message, you're seeking that professional help, and you're going to take that time to think and write down your dreams, and you're going to make your dreams reality. This is all from my notes from what I was writing down 2 days ago, okay? A lot of dream work. Do a lot of dream work. If you use crystals, put it on your pillow and receive the message, and whatever you're working with, you know. The moon, the moon, when it moves to the waxing, like I said, is 14 days, not 12. 14 days before the next full moon in Aquarius, right? So you're going to, which is going to be on July 27th. So you're going to really use that, okay? Because it's also, it's a real powerful time, okay? Really powerful time. Virgo, you'll be in the, let me look at this, because what I did was when I was writing this down for you, Virgo, and sometimes if I give more to one sign, it's just because it was meant to be in the reading. I can't even front on that. Okay, so let me go to July 20. I don't know why it's telling me. Okay, so check this out, Virgo. July 27th is a Monday, and it's going to be the first quarter moon, and it's going to be in Scorpio. So always check your time zone and look on the calendar, right? But that's going to be really powerful. And Virgo, on that day, you'll be in the third house of Gemini, right? And Gemini, it's going to be a powerful day because it's in Gemini's house, right? And Gemini is also ruled by Mercury, right? Gemini, the air sign. And it's a powerful day for you to use words, right? Maybe you're writing an affirmation, you're doing a mantra to keep empowering yourself. And this is for every freaking zodiac sign. Learn the moon and how to use it, because in the first quarter moon in waxing, after that, the waxing moon gets more powerful, right? So on that day, it's going to be super powerful because it's in Gemini's house, and you're going to be good with words and creativity. So you could either announce something that day, spiritual work for prosperity, right? So really deep stuff. And if I keep going, I can't keep going anymore on that, but it's really powerful. There's more I could say, but that's real powerful stuff. But just from that, you should be able to use it. Let's move on to Libra. So Libra, you're going to be in the first house, and that's Aries house. What and how to be better, or how to better yourself. What do you need to do to better yourself, and how are you going to be bettering yourself? Those are the two things you can ask yourself, Libra. Think more about what you want, right? And your thoughts are going to shape the end of the month for you, right? So this energy is leading you into August, right? So you want to make plans that benefit you and your ideas, all right? So let's move on to Scorpio. So Scorpio, you're going to be in the second house, okay? And the second house, you're going to think more about your money, Taurus house, right? So what do you own, and your job and items that you own, and you want to focus on, especially if all of this things that's happening currently right now in 2020, if it's affecting you financially, but if you're doing good or you're doing okay, the way you use your money and your home and all of the needed things is going to be at the top of your mind right now. So what can you do to really make sure that your future is better, right? And just make plans for your future. Make plans for your future. And that's going to keep you in a positive state of mind, so you're not blaming anyone or being overly upset at someone else for something. So you want to make these plans to help guide you through any kind of frustration you're going through. Now Sagittarius, you're in the third house, okay? And you want to, my mind went to Virgo because I jumped ahead. Okay, so Sagittarius, you're in the south node, right? Because you're opposite of Gemini. So Gemini is in the north node now, and you're in the south node now. So a lot of past life issues are going to be happening with you this year. A lot of people bringing up things from the past, and it's just kind of like a purging and a cleansing, and really anything that could help you to look at things slowly. Look at things whenever anything's in retrograde, it is what it means, but slowly come to that conclusion, because sometimes you could be overreacting and not thinking from another person's perspective. And that's what the planets are asking you to do, is that, think from your perspective, but also think from another person's perspective too. And that way you're not acting on emotions and then ruining good relationships or ruining whatever you could be ruining for yourself, right? So in Gemini's house, you're going to be thinking a lot more, right? And what can you add to your life, thinking about your future and your current plans, and just how you can better yourself right now in your future. So just trying to think of how things can be better, especially if things aren't better for you right now. Okay, so being in the IC, it's all about your roots. So some of you will be thinking about, where you came from, or just your foundation itself, okay? And some of you will be thinking about really tapping into your conscious mind, right? And just really thinking things through deeply, and what you think about the things that you maybe don't want to face, but also really more of the things that are conscious to you right now, right? The things that is really important to you right now. And you may have to have a heart-to-heart conversation with someone that is a Cancer sign or someone that's a water sign. So some of you will be going through that as well. Some of you will have a heart-to-heart conversation with a parent, or maybe even thinking of a parent that is maybe not alive right now, maybe just thoughts of how your relationship was with them or how it is with them, and making changes that can benefit you. And if you feel like you can't make these changes, then you have to make these changes on your own and kind of like separate yourself from anything that you feel is too heavy or negative. Okay, so let's move on to Capricorn. So Capricorn, you guys will be affected strongly by this new moon, because if it's your opposite sign's new moon or full moon, then you're going to be feeling it strongly. Having Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto retrograde in the 4th house is, you know, you're going to have to take time to care for yourself. And that's all 4th house issue, right? And nurture yourself, nurture your home, people that are close to you, people that you live with, and really nurturing yourself. A lot of self-love, a lot of self-esteem work, so that you're not acting on your lower self, where you might get jealous or too bossy or overthink and all of these things, right? All these outward actions to have perfection or order. Right? So you're going to feel, a lot of Capricorns are going to feel like, oh, this needs to be done and this needs to be done. And it's true, but you have to like look at the meaning of Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto. And all of it together is really the battle of control, really, and presentation, and what is seen and what is not seen, right? So there's going to be a lot of issues that has to do with, it's going to hit home personally. And when things hit home personally, it's a whole new ball game. No one is going to be taking anything lightly, okay? And that's very powerful, okay? That's it's a lot of karma too, coming back from what parents and grandparents did. So, you know, this new moon is going to highlight a lot of hidden things, okay? And it's going to bring up issues of karma, you know, dharma, like a lot of issues is going to be highlighted. You know, those 3 eclipses are over, but the work isn't done yet, okay? So it's going to be bringing up a lot of issues of not having compassion, and what that looks like and what that brings about. Because Cancer is all about compassion in the 4th house. You're in Cancer's house, and it's all about compassion, because Cancer is in your 10th house and you are in Cancer's 4th house. So it's really like turning the mirror. And I feel like this is a mirror that just spins, right? But it's bringing up old karmic issues and old actions. And it doesn't matter if one person did something wrong, unintentionally, not knowing. They might be doing something wrong for one reason, but then it just becomes a big slime mess. Like, you know, that green slime, you know, like the Nickelodeons, like it just becomes a big slimy mess, right? And it's like, how do we deal with that, right? So it's all about, before you overreact, think about yourself and look at your own maybe family history, your own history of your behavior, and just look at yourself first, and then the answer will be better than rather looking at what someone else is doing wrong. Like, if you start with yourself first, then you'll have better results. Okay, so we're going to move on to Aquarius. So Aquarius is in the 5th house. There's no planets on this chart, right? No planets, but it's all about your own personal creativity to lessen any kind of stress that you have. Get creative, get fun. Things can be really stressful right now. And for Aquarius, it takes a lot out of you guys. You know, it's just really draining for you guys, you know. Anything that can lessen the pain of what, I think I'm going to make the chart smaller. So anything that can lessen the pain in the fifth house, okay? Any kind of stress, worry, sadness that you might be feeling. Even if it's a loss of a child, a family member, a loss of a relationship, you know, whatever issues that you're going through, this is a time for you to say, oh, you know, I really need to, you know, handle this type of pain better. I want you guys to really see the chart too. You know, how can I handle this pain, this feeling? Okay. And some of you might be thinking of the relationship you don't have with someone. And it could be a romantic relationship. It could be just shifting your life in a positive way. It could just be, you know, your work, making your workplace better, making your family life better, and just releasing any kind of sadness or any kind of extra pressure that you put on yourself, right? And just becoming more creative, especially for your family and for your own personal fun or your relationship. So it all depends on what's going on in your life. What's the most important thing right now? Your children, if you have kids, your personal relationship, the lack of it, or the relationship. Just, you know, focusing on something positive, you know, to de-stress. So moving on to Pisces, okay? So Pisces, you guys, you're in the sixth house, and you guys have this energy, that this Neptune energy, okay? I'm like looking at it going, why did I write that down? That is so ridiculous. Okay, so having this need as a Pisces to, let's talk about this first. Having the need as a Pisces to really connect to people and connect to them in a spiritual way, that you're moving their soul. You know, Pisces want to have deep communication and really get to the core meaning of life and the world and how we live, right? You guys want to get to all those core meanings. So you want to be free. You want people to feel free. You want people to be happy. So the compassion that you feel, if you're feeling more compassionate, that's great. If you're feeling more frustration, really look at improving yourself and what you don't know. If you're feeling really stressed out, look at what you don't know, improving yourself, right? And this is going to benefit your health. It's going to benefit your service. Your service. What's your service? When they talk about the sixth house, it's about how you affect your behavior, your personality, your thoughts, how it affects your family and your friends, right? So that you're having this still good relationship, even though life might be chaotic or life might be good, even if others are life's more chaotic. But it's going to bring balance to your daily life for the sixth house. So how can you tap in spiritually through meditation, through you know, music, whatever it is that is your passion, right? To really relieve yourself of the stress, right? So it's just the need to, you know, give your service of your helpful thoughts, right? And in helping others. So really helping yourself first is going to be really powerful. Like spiritually heal yourself before you think about even speaking, because this is going to be a powerful moon with the Cancer and Mercury. So it's going to be a need for more compassionate talk, more solution talk, right? It's going to be a strong need for solution. And that's going to help you in your daily life. So really focusing on things that are more healing. Okay. All right. So I'm going to move on right now to Aries. So Aries, Aries is last. I know I always do Aries first, especially in the tarot card reading. So Aries, you guys have a lot going on. You have Chiron still retrograde. You have Mercury. Okay, you have Lilith, and you're in the seventh house of marriage and personal relationships. So if you don't have a relationship, then of course you're going to be thinking about the relationship you want and the awareness of not having that, awareness of not having a partner. If you do have a partner, then you have to deal with the issues of that relationship, or the partners that you have at work, or your mate, your wife, your girlfriend, boyfriend, fiance, whatever. Okay, so there's healing there. So make sure that you're receiving healing, because with Chiron there, know that Aries, you don't have to do it all. I know an Aries that asks for help in something that they need. So, tap into your friends, like say, hey, you're great at that. Do you mind helping me with this? And then you trade something with them, so definitely with Chiron still around you, you want to always ask for help when you need it. Okay. And a lot of healing. So receive it. It's okay to receive the help that you need. And then understand what you're doing and why you're doing it, and plan it out. And, certain things, you'll need to be secretive about, which is not a big problem for you to do, and not talking too much. And just being mindful of your words and how you say it. Okay. And just really be mindful of your boundaries and other people's boundaries. And don't take people's lack of communicating in a negative way. Just use it to be aware of others and their action and really learn from it. That's how you can really use this new moon in Aries. So, that can be a powerful way of looking at this new moon energy. So the most important thing that we want to really look at, and this is going to be for everyone, is that this new moon is asking you, how can you be more compassionate in the way that you express yourself? And really, the people that are going to win in this new moon, leading the 14 days leading up to the full moon in Aquarius, I believe. Yeah, coming up is how is your speech, your talk, going to bring compassion, right? Because what I noticed leading up is people dancing around topics that are ones that aren't going to go away, right? And I'm talking about the big picture in the world right now, what's going on. And instead of really talking about the truth, right? And that's where communication comes in, because a person, if you don't want to communicate, right? You just want to put a band-aid on it or be defensive about it, then there's no communication. And then there's communicating the wrong way. So Cancer is all about home, right? What's important to home. It's about compassion. But Cancers will fight back, right? They have a tough shell. They're strong. They will fight back. But they really care about family and having compassion. And the lack of compassion is not going to win in this new moon, right? So it's communicating, being compassionate, and that's going to show very strongly. And with Capricorn having Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto in retrograde, it's like people are really looking at what's not being said. It's such a powerful statement. When you're talking to someone, always don't listen to you listen to what they're saying, but listen to what they're not saying. And that says everything. That speaks louder. Because if someone is ignoring a topic, ignoring something, that's powerful. That's like deception right there. So we can't correct things from the past, right? Without dealing with it in the present. If we're not dealing with it, it's not going to get corrected. So this compassion that Cancer is talking about, this communication that Cancer is talking about, if it's not happening, it's going to show up in a more chaotic way, right? But either way, it's going to get done, okay? It is going to get done, right? Whatever is needed to get done, it's going to get done, right? It's going to happen. And the power is in our words, what we say and what we don't say, right? And then leading up to the full moon in Aquarius is going to be, everything happening is going to be pushing into the right direction. The things that should have been happening already, everything is moving into that direction. Okay, so I hope this helps. I hope you guys vibe with it. And oh yeah, the most powerful element, of course, right? And I'm looking at the chart. The most powerful element for this new moon is water, of course, and the second would be earth. Okay, so from my chart, it's showing like that the water element is the most powerful element for this new moon. So working with the water element is going to be very good. Healing baths, even if your feet's in the water, if you're by the ocean and you can meditate, just sitting in the sand and feeling the water rush up, then great, do that. Working with the element of water will be really powerful if you want to do that. And the second, like I said, is earth. Okay, and how can you make that relate to your practice? Maybe even going for a walk in the park, or if your temperature is right, just your feet barefoot in the ground, on the ground or the grass, whatever. But it's a way of grounding your energy and just kind of relaxing. Maybe you swim, I don't know. Maybe you like to go for hikes or something like that. But something like that just to, get your mind out of all the drama of the world. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoy the new moon and just get connected to this compassionate, strong Cancerian zodiac sign energy. New moon, new start, new endeavors, new plans. Just make it positive and just keep pushing forward. All right, peace.